Casey gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white. He winced, pain shooting through his ribs. Each breath was a struggle, but he pushed on, desperate to reach the farmhouse, to see April, to know she was safe. The old truck lumbered down the snow-covered lane, its headlights cutting through the darkness. The farmhouse came into view, but a chill snaked down Casey's spine. Something was wrong. The front door hung open, ajar like a broken jaw. Lights were off, windows dark. An unnatural silence hung in the air, broken only by the mournful whistle of the wind. Fear tightened its grip on Casey's heart. He stumbled out of the truck, clutching his side. "April! Vern!" His voice echoed in the stillness. No answer came, only the echo of his own fear. The floorboards creaked underfoot as Casey moved cautiously through the house. He found signs of a struggle. An overturned table, a shattered lamp, a smear of blood on the wall. Each one told a story of violence, and his heart pounded in his chest. He found them huddled in the cellar, April and Vern, faces pale with terror. Relief washed over him, followed quickly by a surge of anger. He wouldn't let anyone hurt them, not while he was still breathing.
"Casey!" she cried, relief flooding her features. She rushed into his arms, her embrace a lifeline.
"We gotta move," Casey said, his voice rough with urgency. "They could be back." He bundled them towards his beat-up van, a relic of tougher times. As they sped away, headlights caught a glint of metal in the trees. The foot. They were being hunted. The cityscape stretched out like a maze of concrete and shadows. The turtles moved like wraiths, swift and silent, through the icy streets. Their breath rose like smoke in the frigid air. Tonight they hunted.
"He's out there, somewhere," Leonardo whispered, his sharp eyes scanning the rooftops. Shredder can't hide forever. His grip tightened on the hilt of his katana, the metal cold against his calloused fingers.
"Man, it's freezing." Michelangelo shivered, pulling his arms tight around himself. "Can we order a pizza after this?"
Raphael scowled, his eyes glowing with cold fury. "Focus, Mikey," he snapped. "We need to end this. Tonight." High above the city, perched like a gargoyle atop a skyscraper, Shredder surveyed his domain. His cold, merciless eyes glinted in the moonlight. He listened to the muffled conversation behind him, a satisfied smirk playing on his lips.
"They're walking into a trap," he hissed, his voice a sibilant whisper. "Let them come. I will crush them all." He clenched his fist, the scrape of metal against metal echoing in the night. "Especially the girl, Venus. She will pay for her betrayal."
Hatred radiated from him, a tangible force. He had lured the turtles into a trap, a deadly game with only one outcome. Tonight, vengeance would be his. The rooftop erupted in a whirlwind of blades and fury. The turtles fought with the precision of a well-oiled machine, each move honed by years of training. But the foot were relentless, their numbers seemingly endless.
My katanas flashed, a silver blur against the night sky. I fought with controlled aggression. Each strike aimed to disable, not kill. I'm a leader, not a butcher.
Raphael, however, was a whirlwind of rage. His sais danced, leaving a trail of fallen foot soldiers in their wake.
Donatello, man, he used his bow staff to deflect blows, creating space for himself. Always the strategist, using his brain to outmaneuver the bad guys.
And Michelangelo, despite the cold, seemed to be everywhere at once. His nunchucks were an extension of himself, a blur of motion as he disarmed and disabled his opponents.
Yeah, I fought with joy. You know? Even in all the chaos, I couldn't help it. It's just who I am.
They fought as one, a team bound by brotherhood and purpose, against an enemy that seemed endless. Casey rammed his van through a barricade, scattering foot soldiers like bowling pins. He emerged from the wreckage, a hockey stick in one hand and a tire iron in the other. His eyes blazed with righteous fury.
Casey, oh my gosh, he just waded into the fray, his anger a weapon in itself. It was like he was unstoppable, a force of nature.
He fought with a brutal efficiency, each swing of his makeshift weapons connecting with bone-jarring force.
About time you showed up, Jones, Raphael roared, grinning savagely as he sent a foot soldier flying.
Casey just grunted, too focused on the fight to reply. He had one goal: protect April, avenge the attack on the farmhouse, and maybe, just maybe, have a little fun while doing it.
I caught his grin, that feral gleam in his eyes as he shouted, "Don't worry, Red, Casey Jones is here!"
And with that, the battle raged on, fiercer than ever. Leonardo faced Shredder, the clash of their blades echoing in the night. Sparks flew as steel met steel, a deadly dance under a sky full of falling snow.
You cannot defeat me, Turtle, I hissed, my voice filled with venomous hatred. I am the Shredder! I am invincible!
Master Splinter taught us better than that, I retorted, keeping my voice calm even in the heat of battle.
Leonardo deflected a blow that would have cleaved a lesser warrior in two. He remembered his master's words. Fear is the mind killer. Doubt is the heartbreaker. But hope is the warrior's shield.
And with a surge of hope, I knew what I had to do.
He saw an opening, a brief lapse in Shredder's defenses. It was now or never. He lunged, his katana finding its mark. A scream tore through the night, echoing through the empty streets. Silence descended upon the rooftop. The wind howled through the canyons of the city, whipping snow into a frenzy. The turtles gathered around their fallen foe, their faces grim in the pale moonlight. Victory had a bitter taste tonight.
I sheathed my katana, the metal sliding home with a soft click. My heart was heavy. I had done what I had to do, but taking a life, even one as steeped in darkness as Shredder's, left a stain on my soul.
Raphael stood over Shredder's body, his expression unreadable. He had wanted this, craved revenge. But now, looking down at his defeated enemy, he felt only a hollow emptiness.
Donnie, man, he was already checking for survivors, tending to the wounded. He pushed his glasses up his nose, trying to hide the tears he couldn't stop.
Donatello hated this, the violence, the loss, but he knew it was a necessary evil.
And me? I just stared at my feet. I couldn't even look at my brothers. I hated this, the fighting, the killing. It made me question everything.
They had won, but at what cost? As the snow fell around them, blanketing the city in a shroud of white, the turtles were left to contemplate the price of victory.